qualifying final as Maitland FC take on Charlestown. Azzurri, the minor premiers.
Here in their blue, going from left to right of your screen as Maitland immediately go on the attack. And last touch, seeing it go out for a corner. We'll run through the team list after the set piece. Apologies for the delay in getting underway with you today. A few technical difficulties drawing things out. Be safe in the Nardovic to take the corner. Run through the team list momentarily. Nardovic for the corner. Gosner, the key target inside the 18-yard box. She splits towards the back post. It peels out the back. Almost sat nicely there for Pountney. Couldn't quite turn on it. Pulls it back for in swing. And it's broken up by Azzurri and goes across the line. Chris McPherson bringing all the action alongside me, Newcastle Jets captain and New Lantern Golden Eagles player Cassie Davis. Cass, good to have you on for the call again.
Thanks, Chris. Good to be here. Looking forward to a good fiery match for the second week in a row.
It's interesting the way it all played out with the NPL women's. Both the semi-final matchups were set who would play who coming into that last round, and you got a bit of a trial run, including yourselves, although yours was delayed a little bit, ended up being Tuesday night in a high-scoring affair, 4-4 up against Newcastle Olympic, and you've got to look at them tomorrow in the elimination final.
Yeah, it's interesting how it's worked out that, both teams in finals end up playing each other 2 weeks in a row, and, obviously with the weather, we couldn't really help it, but having to play them, twice in a week, it's going to be interesting. I think it'll get more fiery tomorrow, but, what more would you want? 4 good teams playing against each other to try and get themselves into the grand final.
Exactly right. The winner today will head straight to the grand final. The loser will play the winner of that game tomorrow between Cass New Lantern and Newcastle Olympic. So, speaking of these two sides, let's take a quick run through the starting lineup as the flag goes up against Sophie Stapleford. So for Maitland FC in goals, number 1, Annabelle Thornton, number 2 is Charlie O'Connor, number 4, Keely Gawthrop, number 7, Lana Kearney, number 8, Sophie Nanardovic, number 11, Sophie Stapleford, number 14 is Renee Pountney, 15, the birthday girl yesterday, Willow Neal, 18, Talia Gosner, 23, Georgia Amos, and 35, Mary Enswing. The substitutes, number 3, Julia Innes, number 5, Paige Kingston Hogg, number 9, Sophie Jones, number 10, Josie Morley, number 17, Serena Carter, number 30, Sienna Frost, and number 39, Alex Tagarulius. And they're coached by Joe Wright, off of Charlestown, Azzurri. In goals on the ball now, number 16, Danny Bartels, 3 is Chloe Martin, 5, Georgia Brown, 6, Alyssa Togo Paragilli, number 7, Gemma Simon, number 8, Brianna Williams, number 11, Chloe Catley, 14, Maddie Gallegos, 17, Calista Hunter, 19, Sarah Knowles, and number 28, Chelsea Lucas. Their bench is Marley Blanche, Kyra Dickey, Holly Vitnell, Nia Small, Kate Springer, and Sienna Fraser Kelly, and they're coached by Heath White. Maitland getting the set piece going here. So the ball, and they go back to O'Connor. Lucas pushing high. Certainly a real rivalry, this one that's developed, especially this season, Cass, between these two sides. They've played, if my maths is correct, 5 times this year. We had the League Cup, we had the State Cup, and then 3 times during the season. Charlestown 3 wins, all 1-0. Maitland 1 win, 3-0, which was the first game this season during the league, and the 1 game which was the State Cup final, which was called off early when it was all locked up due to that the knee injury to the Charlestown captain. So they're certainly very familiar with each other.
Yeah, you'd think that both teams know exactly how each other play, but I think at the end of the day it's a finals game, and it's going to come down to the team that wants it the most and the team that's going to push themselves and win their battles is a big part of it. So looking forward to seeing how these teams match up. Looking at it now, it looks like Maitland have gone with a bit of a 4-2-4 with 2 strikers centrally really high, which could cause Charlestown some problems, but also if you can take advantage of it the other way, then I think Charlestown could score some goals and catch Maitland on the counter.
So interesting to see. Enswing takes it away from Simon. Now Hunter working around the outside, lays it out for Lucas. pushed into the box. Thornton onto it quickly. And she's got a little bit of maybe a shin to the back of the head there. Maddie Gallegos tried to pull up, couldn't quite do so. Interesting just watching here Gemma Simon just talking to her back line and around that attacking structure Maitland's got, it looks like, and just how they repel and deal with it. The 4 players playing really high with the 2 wingers pushing up. And look at Georgia Amos and Renee Pountney.
Yeah, I think with Jen's experience, she'll be able to figure something out like that pretty quickly, and it's just about making sure that their other defensive midfielder doesn't get caught too deep with Gemma, so that it gives Sophie and Keely too much time on the ball. They're just going to have to manage that and also make sure they're not dropping too far into the back line and inviting the pressure from Maitland.
Always interesting when someone takes a very different, we very rarely see a 4-2-4. Maitland have been very traditional with their lineups earlier in the season. But they've got so many good attacking players, so you can understand why Joe Wright's gone that way.
Yeah, I think you can see from the last few weeks that Maitland need to score goals, and obviously Mary's a prolific goal scorer, so to have her on the field is key, and it's tough when you've got such a good squad and so much depth to try and fit players like her into the squad, and Josie Morley's seen herself on the bench, but it's just the way that finals work, and I think Mary can do some damage.
Opportunity here for Maitland, another corner, pushed in deep, beats all the Maitland players and falls for Charlestown. They clear it towards halfway where O'Connor pushes it forward. It's just going to be a little too heavy for Amos to reel in. You've obviously seen plenty of both these sides this year, very little separated them. It came down to that last game for the minor premiership. What are the key pieces if it's Azzurri to win today?
Yeah, I think Azzurri's physicality is what you saw get them through last week, and they're a team that never give up, and I think they're quite hard to verse in the way that they play, and they are quite direct at times with getting the ball to Chelsea Lucas, Maddie Gallegos, and Moina Ayres when she's on the field. So, yeah, I think you've got to stop the source, and I think, Maitland need to step up and put a bit of pressure on their centre-backs to stop them from playing that long ball, which they like to do.
We'll come back to the other side of that in a moment. Marianne Swing pushes it across. Gawthrop working. Charlestown players converge. Shot taken from distance, and Bartel's up to it easily. And is it just finding that avenue to goals for Maitland? What's the key piece for them? What do you think's been, I guess, the slight difference that has seen them run very marginally second this year?
I think Maitland like to play football. They like to get the ball on the ground, and they've got a nice style of play, and I think if they can continue to do that and actually outplay Charlestown, I think you could see them come away with a win. But I think from a physicality point of view, they have to match Charlestown, and I think sometimes Maitland lack that a little bit. They're trying to play a little bit too pretty at times, and they need to get into the battle of the game and show their physicality.
See what they can do here. Well read there by the captain in Hunter, and she drives forward, gets outside of O'Connor as she pulls away from the contest. Sits into the box, headed towards the top of the 18-yard box and out. Simon gets up for it. Falls nicely for N-Swing. She's got time and space. She advances, lays it out for Amos, who has to prop to take it. Cuts back in. Returns it to Amos, to N-Swing, who prompts it out in front of Will O'Neill. And Togo Paragilli just clears it across the byline, and we'll have another corner for Maitland.
Yeah, that was good play by Maitland to get out of that. Mary N-Swing just dropping in between the lines, getting on the ball and playing a nice couple of forward passes, and it's got themselves a corner, and that's the way that Maitland need to play, just keeping it simple and getting the ball on the ground and playing a feet, getting numbers in behind.
Delivery a little errant last time with the corner. Can the Navy find the target here? Shot Pountney loitering. Stableford deep. Kearney racing in here to create another number. Gosner's there as well. She slightly overhits this with the breeze behind her. Stableford doesn't quite keep it in, and we'll head for another goal kick. Just having a little bit of trouble just finding the radar there. A few early chances though.
Yeah, they've got a couple of corners, which is important to start the game. But yeah, just not quite executing the way that they'd want to.
Tunnels goes long. There's a little bit of breeze, as you can hear in our effects microphone, just gusting in and out, which will be making some of those aerial passes a little more challenging. I'm sure the girls today are relishing Cass, as you guys would have been eyeing the forecast for tomorrow. Be a little bit weird playing dry weather football these days. You've almost forgotten how it's done.
Yeah, I think we forgot it in the first 45 minutes of the game on Tuesday. It's probably the worst half we've played all season. Just getting back used to playing a game on a flat surface with no rain and no mud, although we had a bit of fog, which was interesting.
I feel like this season, I said this to someone the other day, has had pretty much everything except snow. We had that game earlier in the year that New Lantern played in, where it was called off at half-time due to extreme heat. We've had hail last week, we've had fog, we've had plenty of rain. It's been quite the season.
I've had a bit of ice at times. I remember training this morning, but training with the academy boys, and we're making little snowballs or ice balls, you could say. So,
what I'm hearing here, Newcastle Jets captain, good influence on young developing footballers.
I was watching them making these snowballs, and I said to Livy, I actually want to make one of those too. So I felt like a 15-year-old boy.
It's kind of nice to just wind back the clock. And of course, there is still plenty more football to come too over the next couple of weeks, and you can catch it all here, all the big games live and free on the Northern New South Wales Football YouTube channel. We've got the preliminary finals next week, there's semi-finals tomorrow, grand finals, promotion relegation playoff as Chelsea Lucas Rangers down the right side here in a battle with Lana Kearney. Puts it into the box. Almost fell friendly, but they clear it away to Stable for the two captains go toe-to-toe. Very animated Charlestown bench. Well, didn't seem to be a lot in it. I think the appeal from someone on that bench suggesting it could have been a yellow was fairly imaginative.
Yeah, I can agree. It's definitely not a yellow card.
It's interesting, the passions really come to the surface in finals football. It's great to see a really good crowd in here at Lake Macquarie. Obviously, the clubs would love where they could to be hosting these semi-finals when you have undoubtedly like yourselves tomorrow, but after the season we've had, you'd be very happy just to be getting on, and wonderful to see the fans getting out. And as I was talking with Harry Scobie during the men's semi-final earlier today, the big plus is if you are a fan and you just want to watch some really good quality football, you can come out here and get a few really good games in one day. So it's always handy. We've had the men's minor semi-final earlier today where Lantern Jaffers continued their undefeated run to 8 games, winning 3-1 over Edgeworth. Unfortunately, that is the end of the Eagles season. And tomorrow it'll be the girls' elimination final. The men's major semi-final scheduled for Magic Park to be confirmed in the morning, so we'll know a little bit more early tomorrow, but that could be here tomorrow too, depending on the condition of Magic Park. As Gemma Simon heads this one forward, Kelly Gawthrop returns it. Brown gets underneath it. Ball is holding up in the wind. And Nardovic controls it well. Turns away. Back to Neil. So Neil celebrated her 23rd birthday yesterday. I'm sure she'll trade a few of those presents for a win and an early ticket into the grand final.
Yeah, I'm sure she would. It's my birthday on Monday too, Chris, so I'll be...
23 also?
Yeah, 23, yeah. Still young.
It's all about how old you act, so you just keep rolling those ice balls and you're fine.
That's right.
So what you're saying is you'd like a win for your birthday too, right?
100%, yeah.
Let's get a message out to all the girls in advance of tomorrow. You need a win for Cass's birthday. I'm sure they're not short of reasons of motivation, so...
There's plenty more reasons than that, Chris, but yeah, that's what you suggest.
And you're a professional athlete. What do you do to celebrate your birthday, Cass?
Work at the Jets office.
Sounds very exciting.
Sounds great.
Hopefully the Jets crew have got something nice for you.
I'll probably have to bring my own cake.
It's tough world.
It is tough, yeah.
Bartels with a goal kick. I always find that interesting in offices where it's a bring your own cake. We used to have that at our work, and they started giving us the day off for your birthday instead. I was like, that's a much better trade.
Oh, wow. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, birthday leave.
That's great. I might start that. Start it on Monday.
If anyone at the Jets is listening, that's why Cass isn't in on Monday.
Well done, CJ.
Ball just deflected off Renee Pountney, goes over the sideline. Feels like both teams just going through like an extended feeling out period in this game. And maybe just for those three, well, let's see, the last 4 times they've played Cass, we've had the best part of 5 hours of football and only 3 goals, so they know that the chances aren't going to be necessarily a significant number. It's going to be a tight one. So just making sure they're ready to go when it comes, but not over-chancing their hand early. Enswing just loses sight of that one. Chloe Martin tracking back. Gives it to Hunter. Thinks about playing back to Bartels. Decides to go long instead. Lucas sweeping around, but Gosner pushes it forward. Pountney and Gawthrop on for Enswing. Little back header. Togo Paragili picks it off. Plays it forward. Amos can't quite take it away. Neil gets to it. Brown heads it forward, and Maitland, just as they want to do, happy to just retreat and recycle the ball through their back line. Thornton goes long. Stapleford can't quite control it, and it'll go across for a throw. Talked about the fact that obviously Josie Morley on the bench for Maitland, they've got a couple of really good weapons that they can bring on for impact. Both Morley and Kingston Hogg, 2 of the ones leading that list. Sophie Jones, no mean name to have on there either, as Lucas takes a strike. Little spill. Gallegos is there. It's blocked though. Gosner, last line defending. That looked almost certain to be a goal. Oh, just slip at the back for Maitland.
Yeah, wow, that was, I was, ready to say, there you go, Charlestown up 1-0, but that was, excellent defending. And, great work from Chelsea Lucas to, have that shot and Maddie to be, close range to have the tap in. But, that's, brilliant from Talia Gosner.
Martin pushing across, gets it out in front of Lucas. Selfless gives it to Gallegos, back to Lucas, and she plays the cross. It was almost too cute. You felt they might have been better to shoot on one of the first or second opportunities. It's almost like Heath White's listening to me. I think there's a career in coaching for me yet, Cass. I don't know about all the tactical stuff, but being able to yell at people when they get things wrong, that's right up my alley.
That was, wow, Chris, you've outdone yourself there, but completely spot on. They had 2 chances to have some close range shots, and that's 2 really good moments for Charlestown in about a minute between them. So the pressure is building.
Certainly is. What can Maitland do to take back the momentum? Mary Enswing tries to take on Gemma Simon and is out muscle, but they get the throw in. Neil goes along with the throw, looking for Enswing. Brown will head it across the line. AMS going forward again. Brown there. Again pushes it across the line, just inching down that right wing. Maitland throw in after throw in. Again, Brown with another header. Togo Paragili gets up for it. And again, Gawthrop chips it on, but ends up skewing backwards. Falls back for Kearney. Goes wide. Pountney. Stapleford just doesn't quite get as much on that as she might have liked. Chloe Martin gets it off the outside of the boot and nearly takes victims on the Maitland bench. Interesting, and again, something we get the benefit of being pitched on it. There's not a lot of voice out there at the moment, Cass, especially from Maitland. Charlestown, when they get a bit of momentum, the voice picks up, but Maitland seem very quiet, very reserved at the moment.
Yeah, they do. They, as you said, Charlestown, quite a vocal team, and you can, hear them in moments, but yeah, it is quite quiet unless it's the wind that's...
Shot from range, well over the crossbar.
Yeah, unless it's the wind that's stopping us from hearing it, which also is probably a little bit hard for Charlestown at the moment against that wind. It's probably stronger than we think. So second half is going to be key for them to use the wind, and that's exactly what Maitland need to do in the first half.
Header for Maitland to advantage of end swing. Feeds the ball. Azzurri Brown's been strong, breaking up raids already today. Gosner pushing forward here. Crossed into the box, just wide of the goals though. Interesting to see how much we see of that push out of defence with the 4-2-4 as well, whether the likes of Gosner and O'Connor will start taking some runs, but it also means then obviously those midfielders have got to be disciplined and making sure they're popping back into those holes for the counter attack.
Yeah, it's a tough formation to play, but I think probably a bit of Joe Wright's thinking is to try and keep two kind of central against two solid centre backs, and also having Sophie and Keeley there screening in front of their back line for those long balls that Charlestown like to play.
Sophie Nardovic using all of her experience there, just getting the body position in and forcing the foul. From Chloe Catley. Nardovic goes wide. Pountney with a step of space. What can she create here? Crossed it into the box. Fell nicely. Stafford couldn't quite reel it in. Good move there from Neil. Plays it back in. A little 1-2 with Amos. Neil brings it down. Doesn't quite keep it inside the byline again. Georgia Brown. She's certainly been busy early. Bartels keeps this one reasonably low. Came down off almost the chin of Keely Gawthorpe there. I don't think she expected that to drop down the way it did. Now, Pountney holding wide, and Nardovic, just a little heavy touch, couldn't quite control it. Lucas coming back. Feeds it forward for Catley. Catley, though, overdoes it. Kearney with a throw. Stableford does well. Somewhere between a cross and a shot, that one in the end, and either way it doesn't threaten anything.
Yeah, it's just looking at Sophie Nenadovich driving forward there. If they can keep the ball when she does that, I think they will hurt Charlestown, but if they lose it, there's a massive hole, given that they only have two kind of central midfielders. So it's going to be key for Charlestown to win the ball and get in those pockets to try and exploit Maitland.
Ball four, looking for Williams, but Gosner there. Takes it all the way back to Thornton. Yeah, as you say, it's there's high risk in it. But if Nenadovich, who's so strong at controlling the ball in close quarters, can maintain it and set forward with four runners in front, could be a very different story and could fall in Maitland's favour. Taking Paraguayas all the way back to Bartels. It's interesting, I was having a chat with some people from Maitland FC during the week, and they've formed not unlikely, but a different relationship with the Maitland Pickers this year, and the girls have been getting out supporting each other So they had Pickers girls along, creating quite the atmosphere last week, I understand. And they've been getting, when they come in the games, don't clash out, supporting the Pickers as well. So it's nice to see different elements of women's sport getting behind each other and creating some rowdy atmosphere, which is always nice.
Yeah, that's great to see. I did see something on social media about that actually, and yeah, thought it was great to get two codes to align and support each other, which is what you want to see in sport in general.
Yeah, I know the Maitland sporting community out there is quite close-knit. I know, talking on the men's side, the Pickers and the Blacks rugby, the Mustangs as well, and the Magpies all interact at different points. And I mean, they've been powerhouse in recent times. The men's league and union are both both minor premiers and have won a number of titles in recent years. The Mustangs as well, and obviously we know Maitland FC made the finals in the men's soccer as well. We've talked about it a few times. There's also a few girls that are playing a couple of different codes. Gemma Simon, most notably out here, and Maddie Gallegos. Maddie playing AFL for Cardiff, and Gemma rugby league for, I think she was at Macquarie at the start of the season, but Dudley now, alongside her sister.
Yeah, there's quite a few that are doing both sports, which is it's nice to see, especially for people like Gemma who have given everything to football for such a long time. It's good to be able to change it up and experience another sport, and she seems like she's doing pretty well at it.
Yeah, I'll come back to this in a second. Sophie Stableford crossed it into the box, parried away, driven by Simon towards the sideline. Lucas will pick it up, and it's gone out just across the line. It'll be a throw-in. I had someone who's actually a very well connected and well known with the women's rugby league circles. We were talking the other day about some of the girls in the Community Cup competition, which is the one Gemma plays in, and so I was saying, do you know about this Indigenous half that's playing for?
Sorry, keep getting messages from these guys to take out.
For Dudley in that competition. And we were talking about it, and I said, that's Gemma Simon, and he didn't know Gemma's background, and he's like, once we talked about Gemma's age profile more, he was a little disappointed, because I think he thought she had quite a high ceiling and could have been someone in the pathways for them. So
yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's gone.
Strike taken from range, sits up for Bartels. Bartels goes along with the clearing goal kick. Again, a half-hearted shot from range from Maitland.
We've got to connect and keep that ball.
Here now.
Bartels with the kick. Downfield. Gosner picks it off. And again, Maitland just driving the ball forward. Not even shots, just taking it downfield from the midfield each opportunity. It's a little puzzling.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a bit more composed and just be patient in that front third. Don't need to play miracle through balls. Just do what they do best, get in it to feet, bouncing, beating people. Got to get back to what they've been doing all season.
It's always a hard one when the nerves come to the fore to quickly fall away from what you do regularly and best. Sure, Lucas takes this one away. Chips it forward, looking for Martin. Returns. Lucas. Togo Paragilli with time and space now. Goes wide to Brown. Amos rushing up to try and take it away. Gosner intercepts the pass. It's all the way back to Togo Paragilli now. Throw in for Maitland just short of halfway. It'll be Will O'Neill. No score yet in the major semi-final. Chance to book a ticket through to the grand final in a fortnight. After a busy back half of the season, a chance as the foul goes against the Charlestown captain on the Maitland captain. Hunter against Stapleford. A great chance to have that week off, build towards a grand final. If I'm not mistaken, I think Maitland have fallen a game short the last few years. So it would be a first grand final for Maitland were they to make it through. Stapleford pushes it wide now to Pountney.
Yeah, I think it's been a tough couple of years for Maitland. They've been building, so probably something that they do deserve is to get into that grand final and have a real hot crack. But it's those big moments that you've got to be good at, and it seems that the last few years that they have struggled to win those big games, and you saw that last week with Charlestown, and we know Charlestown are good at that. So, yeah, Maitland have got to find a way to dig deep and battle through a tough game with lots of pressure.
Certainly do. Well, Charlestown have had their fingerprints on every trophy so far this year, from the Charity Shield in February, the League Cup. They were joint winners of the State Cup after that game was called early, and then haven't taken out the Premiership. Now, I'd like to make it as close to a clean sweep as is possible with a grand final win. That'd be some season for Heath White and his crew.
Yeah, it would be. There used to be a curse back in the day. The minor premiers would never win the major. So that curse has been broken now.
It won't take many times it happening again, though, for people to start talking about it, right? It only takes one or two, and then people are like, oh, is it back?
That's it.
I'm sure there's 3 sides that would love it to be true this year, yourselves included. Anything that increases your chances.
That's right.
Roger Brown again. She's been really good with the decision-making in the first half. Speaking of decision-making, that was very brave decision-making from Annabelle Thornton. And Swing pushes this out in front of Amos. She's got pace to burn. She gets to the outside of Togo Paragilli. Can she reel the ball in? Not quite. All the pace in the world wasn't getting into that one. She's ended up sliding along the synthetic. Danny Bartell's just checking on it. Nice bit of sportsmanship.
Left shoulder you did. Gary, come in on that player.
Bartell's with another goal kick. Left short, but Kelly takes it. Hunter. Lucas on the run. Has to pull up. Heads it on. Kenny trying to shepherd her. O'Connor does well. Martin kicks it across the sideline. Kenny decides to go long with the throw. Finds end swing, but Catley snatches it away. Catley goes back to Brown. Pushes it wide.
Let's get it in the box.
Knowles is there. A return pass. Tries to cross it. There's appeals for a handball.
It's very good. Standing here, Chris. You hear everything.
You do hear everything. Nice. We get a nice clear explanation from the 4th official. I don't think Charlestown were too happy with the explanation, but I don't think it mattered what it was that they wouldn't have been all that happy. And Nardovic tries to feed it through for Stapleford. Speaking of that Charlestown bench, former and again future teammate of yours sitting on the bench there in Melina Ayres. We understand that she'll be good to go in whenever Charlestown are next due to play, which will be another boost to a very strong lineup.
Yeah, of course. They'll be missing her today. But yeah, when you got little niggles or things going on, it's not worth pushing it when they have a second chance. So yeah, either way, Mel will be back next week, which would be a massive boost. For Charlestown, I just feel like Maddie Gallegos isn't getting enough ball as a central striker. But yeah, she will be there when you need her. It's a player that you want to see on the ball more often with her quality and her physicality.
She's done a wonderful job in her conversion to being a forward this year, Maddie Gallegos. Certainly, there's a few people I know. When we called the Charity Shield, Tara was a little surprised. Tara Andrews, of course, a little surprised to see her playing up front. She has been, for the majority of her career, a defender. I think Tara was quite a little pleased, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, look, I think Maddie's a very good defender, and she's, as I said, very physical and doesn't let many people get past her. Sometimes it's good to use that on the other end of the field.
Well, speaking of the other end of the field, Lucas going forward now. Cross it in. Just beats a leaping Williams. And now Pountney will look to go forward. Down the line for N-Swing. A little tap on. Nice work around Hunter. Pushed into the box for Tago Paragilli. Breaks it up. Simon there. Back to talking about Melina Ayres as we were before, alongside Maddie Gallegos. I know there's a lot of Jets fans that'll be happy that Charlestown are taking it a little easy, because a lot of people are very excited to see her back in Jets colours after the season she had a couple of years ago. So
yeah, definitely great to have her back in that environment, and hopefully add some goals for the Jets. And she's an exciting player to watch, so you'll see many people get behind the team and behind her. You love to watch her class, and she can kind of pull a goal from nowhere, which is very hard to do. So she's a great player and even better winner too.
Yeah, well, I did have that conversation with one of the very die-hard Jets fans in one of the Jets groups the other day that I know, and they were sort of talking about it, and they were saying how excited they were, and they were reminiscing on that season when we had her and Serena as the 1-2 punch. So it'd be great to see her back in the gold, and I'm sure she would love to do so with another trophy at Charlestown first. Renee Pountney couldn't quite reel that one in.
Just after we spoke about Maddie Gallegos not getting enough ball, she's moved out to the right, and Chelsea Lucas has gone central for a little bit. So I feel like us and Charlestown are kind of on the same page at the moment, Chris.
Oh, it's been a couple of those moments already today. Maybe Heath White's got a little earpiece listening into us, Cass. I'm not sure.
Maybe he is. Nico may be on the bench with the YouTube up on his phone and the headphones in, listening on.
Why not? Might be worthwhile listening to you, but I don't think listening to my football tacticianism, is that a word? It is now.
It is now, yeah.
Is all that advisable.
Well, you have proven that you're all right.
Yeah, look, even a broken clock's right twice a day, Cass. Simon plays it down to Martin. Hunter clubs it forward. Nardovic pushes out. Now Neil. Really feels like this game's a little bit of a holding pattern at the moment.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on. Just a little bit ping-pongy, if that's what we want to call it. No one's really settling on the ball. Ball's going in the air a lot. A lot of missed passes. Just need to get a bit of composure back and relax a little bit more.
It just feels like they're waiting for the other team to make a mistake rather than try and, take their own chance. It's a little bit of an interesting one, so we'll see who can grab the momentum first. Charlestown look likely in the early stages. Whether we go to half-time at a stalemate. I know the last two league games they played, as Maddie Gallegos gets forward. Is this the chance that Charlestown are looking for? Takes a strike from distance. Thornton takes it easily. And the last couple of times they've played, the goal that has come and been the difference has come right around the end of regulation time, or even one of those in stoppage time. So maybe they're just going through the motions for 90 minutes and then it's like, right, now let's go. Bold tactic.
Oh, well, we might be here all night then, all the way to penalties, Chris.
Well, wouldn't be the first time we've had games go to penalties. We started the year with that Charity Shield game going to penalties. Charlestown took out over Olympic. Now Brown pushing forward. Simon. And Connor takes it from the feet of Lucas, but it falls friendly for Williams. It goes to Knowles. Knowles lofts it, well weighted into the box. Gallegos couldn't quite get ahead to it. Shabir Kearney, but couldn't get a touch on. And Thornton out to it and falls on it.
You can see that Charlestown's tactic is get the ball into a wide area and get it into the box, which is something that I think Maitland would probably struggle with. So you can see both teams really trying to play against the other team's weaknesses.
Yeah, I think height not an advantage of Maitland's in the box, especially with the likes of Entswing there. Kearney. Hunt doesn't clear it. Stableford. Going to bring it back against Simon. Opportunity here. Now they're continuing to go musical chairs in the front line, Charlestown. Sarah Knowles and Maddie Gallegos will switch sides. Heath White just looking for the combination that's going to unlock things for them. Now this one, about 35 metres from goal. Shooting range for Nanadovic?
She can hit him, but yeah, probably not the best option. I'm just trying to
float it into that wind a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, why they're so far away from the goal.
Gosnart brings it down. Danny Bartels nearly taken out a friendly fire from Gemma Simon. Bartels didn't get a hold of that at all. Gosnart thought she was just going to try and wind up and hit it on the volley there, the way she shaped it first. And Swing and Brown tangled up. Referee has a little chat with Marianne Swing on the way back. Maybe there's only a short finals here. You've got to be really cautious with yellow cards. I think it's 2 cards in the finals and you miss a week.
Good to know, thanks.
Yeah, you don't go to the book, do you, Cass?
No, not once this season, so...
Not down on Naradovic. There are some other players that are certainly more known for it that would probably be thinking about it, especially if you have to play 3 games. The same in the men's competition where some of the teams will be playing 4 games potentially.
Yeah, it's tough if you're playing that many games, but just a bit more discipline.
That's it. Kept on the right side of our referees. Brown on a ranging run, pushes it wide for Martin. Pountney does well, just traps the ball with a block. Stableford pulls up, takes it away down the left and cuts back towards centre field. Laying it off for Gosnart. Pushes it out now in front of Neal. Infield for AMS, and again, Neal, but Brown's there as she has been all day. O'Connor prods it for Stapleford. Manages to slip between 2 defenders. Hunter blocks it though.
Yeah, Brown's playing quite well today. I think she's got a lot of energy, a lot of speed, wants to get up and down the field, and she's keeping George Amos quite quiet.
She's done a good job, and that's no mean feat. Sophie Stableford just down. The players getting in water as we get towards the end of regulation time here, while Stableford tries to get back to her feet. A little ginger, but back to... Official will have out under time for us momentarily. It's volleyed forward. Knowles heads it in. Nenadavic. Again, slips between two. Plays it out wide. I thought for Pountney, but it's going to be for Stapleford. Fourth official indicates just 1 minute of added time. The offside flag goes up against Stapleford. Bartels will bring it across. Togo Paragilli there. Looks like we might go to the break at a deadlock. Unless Maitland can find something on this ranging run forward. It falls to Simon. So I'm ticking down towards the half. Like so many of these encounters, it looks likely to be 0-0 at half time. Neither side really firing too many shots, either literally or metaphorically. Pountney lobs it forward. Back the other way, headed. And Nenadavic. Togo Paragilli for Simon. Drives it forward. Kearney tracking back. She's got two blue jerseys swarming in on her, and she just pushed it across the sideline. And that will be half-time here at Lake Macquarie. And as expected, not a lot between these two sides. Both teams have created a small handful of chances, but neither able to find the right touch to score. Cass, based on what we've seen so far, is this just going to come down to composure and who can take their chances, or are you seeing something else that one of these coaches might be able to weave into some magic of a half-time talk?
Yeah, I think, firstly for Charlestown, so composure would definitely help. You can see that they probably had the better of the chances, more clearer. Maitland, I think, are rushing it a little bit, trying to play too many balls in behind. They need to use the likes of Sophie and Mary.
That's the feeling. Progress. Momentum. Getting somewhere. That's what it feels like when you bank with Newcastle Permanent. With local experts and award-winning customer service. We're here for you, and we're here for good. That's the feeling. Progress. Momentum. Getting somewhere. That's what it feels like when you bank with Newcastle Permanent. With local experts and award-winning customer service. We're here for you, and we're here for good.
Nice save. Lovely game, mate.
You too. Thanks. Good luck getting back. Heading back tonight or?
Sydney? No, God, no. I'm staying here for the night. Jeez, I'm not going back now.
So, whereabouts you go back to?
I've got a place I'm staying at a hotel at Wallsend, so I'll just be there for the night, and then I'm back tomorrow for the final elimination match. And then after that, yeah, back to Sydney.
Good luck.
Thank you, yeah, I'm going to need it.
Welcome back to Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility's second half of the women's NPL major semi-final. Spot in the grand final on the line for Charlestown, Azzurri and Maitland FC. All tied up, 0-0 at the break. Chris McPherson and Cass Davis bringing you all the action. And Cass, there wasn't a lot of shots fired. Charlestown looking for a bit of a change, a bit of a spark maybe. Maitland the same 11. Simon and N-swing. It's a good battle, that one. Foul going against N-swing in favour of Simon. Lofted in towards the top of the 18-yard box, broken up. Brown goes to ground, but bounces straight back up. That one beats Simon and falls for Brown. Little clip on Stapleford. I was going to say, looked like it was a foul and judged that way.
Interesting sub with Brenna Williams. Maybe she's carrying an injury or something, but probably a player you wouldn't want to see on the bench. But yeah, you never know what's going on, and could be a bit of a tactical change as well.
She was, to be fair, by her standard, she was. I mean, there's a number of players who were, but she wasn't as involved as she normally would be. So, as you say, she's just carrying a tiny bit, and the temperature dropping tonight, and the double bite that we're talking about for both these sides, the two chances. You better just minimise the risk. Still very capable. You've got someone like Holly Vittnell there that you can bring on as well. You're not going to lose too much. So, is the benefit that certainly both these sides have, is that they've got plenty of very able players coming off the bench.
Yeah, it's so important to have depth, especially in a comp like this, and the way that the season's gone with so many stopping and starting and games, and 2 games in a week, and it just, yeah, it was an interesting season. So, yeah, you have to have depth, and you've got to be able to rotate your players around and making sure that those people that you're going to need have some game fitness too.
So I think it'll be interesting to see temperature dropping pretty quickly as the sun fades away behind us here in Spears Point. Nice little touch there from Maddie Gallegos. Feeds it in. Catley with a chance. Gallegos sprays it wide. Doesn't threaten Thornton's goal. Maitland will play it out, as they often want to do here. Go down the line. Kearney decides to go back into O'Connor. Broken up. Lucas takes a strike. It wasn't a bad strike on first look, but didn't do enough to beat Thornton.
Yeah, it was a good hit by Chelsea Lucas. Probably just didn't get enough on it. But Charlestown are really starting to test Maitland.
She's I feel a slightly underrated part of that attack for them. A lot of people talk about Ayres and Gallegos just due to the sheer number of goals, but the role that she plays in that front third for them is so crucial.
Oh yeah, it's not always about who's scoring the goals. It's who's setting them up and who's heavily involved in helping the team throughout the whole game. And Chelsea's been a very consistent player, played probably every minute of every game, and not only is she there in attack, but she's there in defence as well.
Alyssa Toko-Paragili making absolutely no mistake of clearing that one. It's nearly ended up in Lake Macquarie. Well, O'Neill now would have liked a better touch on that. Skews it off the outside of the boot. End swing trying to fight with Toko-Paragili. Gawthrop. Brown arguing the decision there, not going her way. I think she might have thought that she'd just pushed the player's leg onto the ball rather than actually making contact. Amos with the throw for Neal. Goes all the way back. Gosner now. Beats Knowles. Neal. Stapleford back to Neal. Let's push it in. Toko-Paragili again there, breaks it up. Pushed into vacant space in the midfield. Pountney. Cleaned up and play on, says the referee. Now Knowles puts it out in front of Vitnall. She's dispossessed by Nenadovich. Nenadovich keeps pushing forward, feeds it into end swing, tries to return it. Nenadovich clatters the ground after she threw herself in with plenty of intent. Gawthrop dispossessed by Knowles. Knowles feeds the ball forward and just not quite on the line in front of Gallegos, and it's dealt with by Thornton.
Yeah, disappointing there for Charlestown. They did so well to get numbers around the ball and win it there off Keely Gawthrop, and just that pass forward was just a bit rushed.
Vitnall pushes it forward, looking for Gallegos. Slices all the way across for O'Connor now, and yeah, both sides have probably been guilty of that at times, Cass, with it. Really good build-up play, but just a little rush of blood which undoes it all.
Yeah, you're seeing that a little bit, just those through balls just a little bit too far and not quite accurate.
Nice ball there. Gawthrop for Amos. She slices between two defenders, taps it onto her own advantage, puts it into the box looking for Stapleford. Martin does well. Falls back for Amos. Gets to the outside of Brown, beats her. Plays it in. Bartels with the sun in her eyes, takes it cleanly. And that's probably the first time we've seen Amos take advantage and beat Brown today.
Yeah, it's a great ball by Keely Gawthrop and well done by Georgia Amos there. That's a much better play from Maitland, and that's how they play, and they have to stick to that.
Yeah, they look a very dangerous side once AMS starts getting around and hitting those. Her pace and change of direction, pace out of change of direction is so key for them. Create so many dangerous opportunities that she can then either set up, or if she gets a little avenue towards goal, she'll take it. She did a very good job keeping it quiet in the first half, to be fair. Gallegos lofting this out in front of Knowles. In a foot race, Neal just accelerating and coming through, plays it out. Cheekily asked for the throw. You don't get if you don't ask, I suppose, Cass.
That's right.
Hardovic drives it over the sideline.
You see it happen a lot. Every time the ball goes out, all the players have got their hands up saying it's ours, it's ours. But yeah, hard to be a referee.
Some players who are very good at, and not just about those sorts of decisions, just they know the way to position things and ask the right question to elicit the result sometimes. A lot of players you see, and you just sometimes wonder how they get so many decisions in their favour, and it's a little bit of a dark art sometimes, I think. Helps if you can keep the referees on side to start with. So.
Yeah, it definitely does.
I say this is a former referee of another code. Cantley drives that into Boots, but N-swing comes away, plays it back to Nenardovic. N-swing again. Puts it out in front of Pountney. Hunter does well. Pountney closing in on Togo Paragilli. She tracks back and then once they're fired across the line, it'll be a Maitland throw. Deep in attacking territory. N-swing. Can she feed the ball in? She can, but it doesn't find a white jersey. It finds a blue one, that of Gemma Simon. Interesting to see Charlestown have gone back to Gallegos at the head of the attack. Brown just pushing forward, ranging. Vitnall all hit and hope. Nenardovic picks it off. N-swing's there. Putting it out in front of Amos, who was a step offside. A little frustrated with the decision, George Amos. The assistant referee right there. Brown down the line for Knowles. And it comes back. Vitnall back for Brown. Well read by Will O'Neill. Gawthrop. Very animated bench, the Charlestown Azzurri one, from their coaching staff. A few of them that might have been a referee in another life.
Yeah, they are. They are very animated, just like their supporters too. When you play it, it's a hard place to go.
You know, Lylecar Oval would have been a cool and fresh place on a Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. today, had we been there. It's very interesting. I think, is that what you're just gesturing to me, Cass, about Danny Bartels coming all the way down to halfway to take her?
Yeah, I was thinking it was a little bit strange, but then it kind of took me back to the last game we played against Charlestown, and she did the same thing and they scored off it. So when it works, and you keep doing it.
Yeah, that's it. Until someone takes a pot shot back the other way and she's trying to track back. She's very mobile for a goalkeeper, I will give her that. Like, she comes out into the field quite a bit. She plays high line. As opposed to some of the other keepers who might be much more willing to stick to their line, like the men's keeper that I saw today playing for Lambton. I'll let you work out who that is.
Yeah.
He's probably got a few years on Danny, though.
Yeah, and you can say different styles. Coaches like when keepers come out and be an extra defender. And I do find that when Maitland are playing out and Annabelle Thornton does come out and she really gets involved in the play, it is hard to press because they have an extra player. And when you're so good on the ball and you're good with your feet, you're able to hit those passes to break the press. So sometimes it's not even worth pressing. It's
interesting. We've seen a lot more of it, especially this level, and even at the A-League, the Jets have done it quite a bit in recent years. You know, with a couple of goalkeepers you've had the last couple of years, they've been known to play quite high at different points.
Yeah, it's just that playing style that those coaches have, and sometimes it's easy for keepers to do it. It's natural for them. Sometimes it's not. But yeah, that's where the coach decides. But I feel like it is a bit more of the modern game, is to have your keeper a little bit further out, helping with the build-up.
Hunter takes a strike, bounces up friendly for Thornton. George Ramus just barking some instructions to the team. Just telling Annabella Thornton just to take a breath, take a step. Ball bounces over and swing. Simon pushes it across the line. Neil will take the throw just over halfway. Looking for an open player. End swing presents. Brown heads it across the sideline. Neil again will go to Brown. It's almost like they know that Georgia Brown's just going to be happy to concede that, and they're just going to take the metres down the line here. She throws it out to that sideline advantage almost of Brown, and she's done it quite a few times. Amos fires that into the box. It's a bad tactic to creep down the line, I suppose.
Yeah, it's not bad when you get in that field position.
Like hard.
Bit of descent, I think.
Yeah. I can't have seen anything else. It's against Knowles, it looks like. If it is descent, she might want to be cautious. So it was Knowles. Just trying to work it out. I didn't see too much in that, so.
No, I was probably looking somewhere else, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's plenty of other things happening at the time with bodies in motion, and the referee was right there, so he's picked up something. So the first yellow card of the match. And an interesting opportunity here. The wind's almost dropped right down. The Nardovic, 30 from goal, lofts it up. Tries to find a target, spills the back end swing, trying to take it away. Lucas is there, though. Clears it off the legs. And will on her side a throw and take the pressure away. A bit of confusion there. Maitland, Kearney and O'Connor leave the ball behind. Maddie Gallegos down, clutching her leg. Just waiting to see. She's back up. Not sure what Sophie Stapleford's involvement is there. She's in a hurry to get across there.
Yeah, it's a free kick, isn't it? Looks like.
I think so. Might have an issue in the crowd here, I think. Quite sure what's happened there. They've gone and had a chat to the duty officers, so again, no place for people carrying on, whether it's towards the referees or the players.
Yeah, maybe what Soph Stapleford was talking to Allison about, because I think they are Charlestown supporters over there. Might have been something that was said.
Passion's maybe just running a little too high. Hopefully the warning takes effect. That's headed back, and that will be a corner for Charlestown. Now an opportunity after that little lull.
Is this the first corner for Charlestown?
I believe so. I don't recall one in the first half. I feel like all the corners that were in the first half were down this end, so Maitland had quite a few of them. And they probably had 4 or 5, Maitland.
Yeah, this is where Charlestown are good on set pieces, good physical presence, good delivery. That's how they scored against Maitland last week. So it's going to be a real test to Maitland's defensive structure.
Over the bar, well and truly. Looks like we're going to see a change here. Kyra Dickey coming on. And the next stoppage. Meantime, play continues on. Gallegos feeds it forward. Interesting cast with the second change we'll see for Charlestown. Maitland, no real sign of going to their bench yet.
Yeah, no, you haven't really seen anyone even warm up for Maitland.
Catley coming from the field. Dickey going on. I can understand why Georgia Brown might have thought she was hard done by there.
Oh, I totally missed it. Sorry, I was...
Just deflected off it. Just looked like it deflected off a Maitland play. Then they got the throw, and again, has to be cautious. She was pretty firm in the way she approached the assistant referee. I think the bench might be getting a caution here too. Very experienced referee in the middle, handling that well. Very animated Azzurri bench. Understand all the passions are high, but we've got to make sure we're going about these things the right way. We've seen that earlier in the year where players and officials haven't done that, and they've had quite long stints on the sideline. Understandably so, as this ball gets out in front of Vitnell now. Can she reel it inside the sideline? No, she can't. Just beat her, just by a couple of rolls.
I feel like every time a ball gets played down that way towards Charlestown's goal, which happened in the first half for Maitland, it just runs away from them, just about not overhitting that pass, just rolling it in.
Despite the fact that, you know, obviously a lot of these teams have played a few games on the synthetics this year, it's easy to forget how true it does run. It must be a bit of an adjustment when you're going from some weeks on turf to... And Maitland would be a really good example of that. They would have played, like Cook Square Park gets a lot of games still going ahead with the drainage there.
Yeah, I don't think they've had really one game called off there this season.
Very pushing forward here. Again, just each side when they get into that attacking third, they do so well for the build-up. And don't really threaten. I don't think either keeper's really been forced to make much of a save. We saw Gosner scrap one off the line earlier. That's been the major sort of save in this game. Again, the coach is listening to us. The whole Maitland bench up and warming up. They look like they're going to the snow the way they're dressed.
They do.
Like you can't be throwing too many stones, Catch. You got a few layers going on.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably going to see a change soon. I feel like Maitland need a bit of a spark, so some fresh legs and someone that's going to add something different to the players that are on the field right now.
Gallegos plays it down. Neal. Brown takes a quick throw for Knowles. Almost an air swing from her. Neal pushing forward. Togo Paragili almost trips herself up on the football. Played into the box. Nardovic and Gawthrop. O'Connor an air swing as well. And Nardovic now trying to protect the ball. Working it out under pressure from Simon. Plays it down the line. Stay with it, trying to get in front of Togo Paragili. Togo Paragili too strong. And just lofts it in. Thornton down on one knee, controls the ball. Goal kick goes long, and swing, can't control. Gallegos appealing for a foul and has given it. A player down behind. Is that Kelly Gawthrop? Just hobbling away. Hopefully nothing too major. So she's warming into it. Charlestown just to the left of goal. 30 out. Paragillia, you'd think he'd be aiming to float this out in front of a Gallegos or maybe a Lucas.
Sensing a shot here, Chris.
Sensing a shot. Oh, you were right. Wasn't on target though. Number 6 jersey, number connection. Just that's what you would have done from there, isn't it?
Depends.
After all those years of not scoring, now you just love scoring.
Oh, well, only a couple, but also when Tara Andrews is in the box and you shoot and you miss, shouldn't be happy with you. You'd have to score for her.
To be fair, Tara would shoot from there.
Maybe, yeah, maybe she would.
She's got a pretty good strike rate. It's understandable. What's she up to now?
32, I think she's at.
Just a casual season.
Yeah.
Just a casual season.
Yeah, she's had a good season, Tars.
32 in 15. Has she played all the games? It's more than just averaging just over 2 a game. You take that?
Yeah, pretty solid, especially when the comp's so much better this year and so much more competitive.
Well, that's it. We're not seeing the 12, 14, 15s on a regular basis. I think have we seen one maybe double-digit scoreline this year, 1 or 2? Hasn't been a lot.
Yes, there's been a couple. I think, yeah, probably just the Magic. I think we beat them maybe by 13. I think maybe
Tara was trying to tell me that she got robbed a goal on that score sheet too, so she probably thinks she's on 33. Yeah. Oh, player down, getting treatment. They're dropping like flies at the moment.
Yeah, it was an interesting challenge, that one. I feel like it could have been a foul for Charlestown. Just the way that Keely Gawthrop came into... Is it Dickory that's down? It's hard to see. Everyone looks the same.
Grant Sproul, I'll tell you, that's because of the lights here.
Just because he can't take his photos, that's why. His photos turn out rubbish.
I just thought it was as he's getting a little bit older, it's his eyesight starting to go.
Yeah, he doesn't have his glasses on, so maybe that's a problem.
Back to her feet now, which is good. Hope that everything's okay for Kyra Dickey. Not long been on the field.
I doubt they'd have another midfielder on the bench. They've already subbed 2 midfielders on. So, yeah, it wouldn't be good for Charlestown to have to take another midfielder off.
Yeah, it'll probably lead to a reshuffle of some form. Yeah. Couple of forwards there. I don't know whether it might be and obviously it'd be robbing a strength to fill something if they do have to make that change, you'd think. Maybe you'd have to see Chelsea Lucas or someone to slot back into a position there. Or and see what comes of it. In the meantime, she's just doing a bit of a quasi-fitness test over there with the trainer at the moment. Trying to run on it, maybe get strapped up.
Just watching a bit of back play while you're looking over there. Vitnell and Sophie Stapleford having a couple of words, couple of pushes.
And Vitnell just got the better of her in that challenge, and Stapleford down on the ground. Dispossessed now. Amos puts it forward, looking for Neil. Brown racing back. Neil's got plenty of toe. Does well, Willow Neil, just to shepherd it across the line. So no sign of any of the subs getting ready to roll. George Amos is going to take the throw here. I thought she's winding up for a long throw, but there's no one in the box. Now they're going in there. After all that, she just goes short to Marianne Swing, and now she clubs it out of the park. That was a very, very weird little passage of play. It looked like she was winding up. I think if you're going to sell that you're going to go to long throw, you actually need someone that looks like you're going to throw it to them. So, anyway, Georgia doing Georgia things.
It's all right.
Never a dull
Georgia's
moment.
Trying to trick everyone.
She's certainly one of the characters in the NPL, that is for sure. Nice little back heel there from Gallegos. Lucas dispossessed though. Nardovic, a nice turn, comes away. Sandwich between Gallegos and Lucas drives it in, blocked by O'Connor, and will go out for a throw. What do you think the Maitland with their change, maybe might be a double change?
Yeah, I'm just having a look at Paige and Josie standing there together. But then I'm thinking they wouldn't put them both on because you wouldn't take Sophie Nenadovich off. And they're only playing with two central midfielders.
Unless they change it.
Unless they change their shape.
And again, knowing Joe, it might be something he's got up his sleeve. Where it was a sort of a piece of when we make our changes, we may need to go to, whether it becomes 4-3-3 or something else.
Yeah, I'd probably even say that they might take Renee Pountney off, put Sophie Stapleford out on the left, and maybe play Paige or Josie.
Sophie Stapleford's been copying a bit of a beating, and that challenge again, and Holly Vitnell now getting a conversation about two challenges, and I think the words there that I picked up was not another one. That's a quote of the day, isn't it? I'm just getting really annoyed. She's trying her best to stay composed and not lose it there with the referee, Sophie Stapleford, but clearly frustrated with some of the heavy and clumsy contact she's getting from Charlestown substitute and Holly Vitnell.
Yeah, so I'd probably try and get Soph out of that. You don't want a player like Soph injured for the next game, so I'd probably get her back out on the left and start to getting some balls into the box and starting to beat people, and yeah, maybe it's a Josie or a Paige that are going to sit up next to Marianne Swain, because you can't take her off either. It's a tough call for Joe.
Oh, we know some of the goals that Paige Kingston-Holger has got on her record too, so maybe that is and again, it's probably a bit of a different look that. I mean, they've got Sienna Frost who's here as well, and it looks like she might be the one actually, so she will play up front when she goes on usually. Scored some good goals early in the season. She'll certainly keep the defenders on their toes. She's very quick, very agile. Simon now. Noel's calling for the ball. Simon looks away, looks back. Looks to feed it, but the line a little too straight, not wide enough. Nardovic with a turn. Gallegos going back to her defensive roots and chases that across the line. And here comes that change, so there you go. Renee Pountney coming off. Sienna Frost will go on. So she's just going to slot And Knowles coming off for Charlestown, and Sienna Fraser-Kelly going on. That's a clear attacking play. And some real power and threat to their strike force with Gallegos and now Fraser-Kelly. Fraser-Kelly will play at the top of the attack. Pushed wide. There's that pace of Frost I was talking about. Plays it back infield. Tries to do it for herself, but can't quite get hold of it. O'Connor. Down the line. They go infield for Nenadovich. Frost is possessed by Martin. Strong tackle on Vitnall. Nenadovich takes it away. Gallegos and the nudge.
Fiery words happening, Chris. It's
Yeah,
getting intense.
I would be intrigued to know what Matty Gallegos decided to go and say there. And the way Sophie Nenadovich got back up, it didn't look like it was necessarily friendly. Now we're starting to see more and more challenges coming in. Chloe Martin goes into the book. As I said, this is where these yellow cards start to become of consideration for these teams, especially if you do come out on the wrong side of this game today. If you're carrying a yellow card in next week, you need to be so cautious, because you could find yourself out key players just for picking up another little yellow card for something minor next week.
Thought Maddie was going to actually help her up, and then
Just gave us some feedback. Yeah, constructive criticism, I'm sure. Officials are doing a good job of keeping a lid on it at the moment. There's no love lost between these two sides as the sun sets here at Spears Point. Nenadovich, Vitnall takes it away. Neal sends it back to Thornton. Gosner, she decides to push forward. Trying to get it for Amos, back for Simon. Gallegos and Neal. Gallegos not going to take the throw, Brown will. Fraser-Kelly brings it down. Nenadovich takes it away. Neal back to Gosner. Back to Thornton. There's that voice we're looking for before, and unsurprisingly, the lead candidate is the person that's doing it, George Ramus. Charlestown get a boot in. Nenadovich comes away. Tell you what, a little nudge there again. Vitnall's going to have to be quite careful here.
Yeah, she's had a couple of challenges that were close to being free kicks, so...
There's not a lot of malice in them, but they're just tallying up, aren't they? And there's a point, especially when the referee's already had a chat to her. And swing feeds it across. Stableford's there. Georgia Amos out wide. Tries to get it out in front of her, but Neal's actually tracking. Gives it in for Amos. Gets past Brown. Feeds it back, looking for Neal, using a pace. Can't control it, though. Much more constructive play from Maitland. They look like they're coming into their own late in this game. Inside the last 10 minutes. Can someone find something, or are we going to head to extra time?
I might need a chair, Chris. If we're going to extra time, I might need to sit down and look after my legs for tomorrow.
Amos. A foul. Certainly nothing going to be left out there. Both teams giving it their all. They really want that extra week to rest, recover, and build. As we said, 3 years in a row now. Maitland have chased it, not been able to make the grand final. Another big collision there, this time Dickey and Nenadovich. Lucas working wide on the right, back for Dickey. Simon plays it out now. Brown Takes a shot. Well over the crossbar. See both teams starting to get to the point now. They're just frustrated that they can't really structure anything. So it's starting to take some more of these pot shots in the hope that something will stick.
Yeah, especially when there's not long to go. You kind of got to take any chance you get. Try and have a crack at goal.
Neither side's really created a lot of shots on target. It's been a quiet and lonely existence for the goalkeepers today.
Yeah, they haven't had a whole lot to do. More with their feet than anything.
Time ticking down. Can someone find a late salvo here? It's been the story of these games throughout the season. Falls here, and Ardovic draws the foul.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that Charlestown have used their bench so much, whereas Maitland have only made that one sub. When you've got some really key players on the bench.
Maybe they are tilting towards that, potential extra time. Seems an interesting tactic not to go for it when you've got some of the creative force. They do. Ball out in front of Amos here. Brown, the nose in front for the race. Just pushes it across the line. So it was the 89th minute last week that Gallegos got on the score sheet. Sole goal. Another foul. The fouls are coming thick and fast now.
Just slowing down the game now, those fouls.
It's the last two league games they've played, the 82nd and the 89th minute, the goals. So they'll have a late finish, these teams. And remembering, of course, that it was 0-0 in the State Cup final when that game was stopped and abandoned in the second half. Bartels. So that's their last three clashes. Ball bouncing free in the midfield for Simon. Lucas prods it forward. No runner on the left. Gawthrop with O'Neill. Plays it forward to Georgia Amos. Brown with a foul on Amos. Ollie Vitnell goes into the book as well. Must have been some feedback there. It's across the line with dissent.
You did say she was close, Chris. Maybe Alison's listening to the commentary as well.
I think everyone's listening to the commentary. It's great that we're getting such good numbers. It's weird that everyone here's listening, but anyway. So that's, by my maths, 3 Azzurri players in the book. Opportunity here, Maitland. Stableford takes a shot over the crossbar. The whistle had already gone.
Looks like they're bringing on Sophie Jones. She's just looking at the set pieces, which I think would come on for maybe Keely Gawthrop or Mary, I'd say, somewhere up there.
It'll be interesting because Enswing's played off the bench for quite a period at the back end. So Jones will plenty of experience to come on, which is I'll see a positive. Sienna Fraser-Kelly ranging forward and earns a side of corner. Much to the pleasure of the Azzurri faithful.
This is the time that's
That's that last 10 minutes, the set piece. That's how it's happened each of the times. None of them have been pretty textbook, you know, Puskas winning goals, but they all count the same, Cass. Sliced in low, falls, bouncing about, appeals for a handball. It's cleared away, though, for the time. Shot taken from range, and Thornton well and truly up to it. Maitland straight away looking to go on the counter. Will O'Neill with space. Gallegos chasing down. Stableford shoulders it down and over the sideline. And here comes that change, and it is end swing to be replaced. Jones to come on. Thrown out from Brown. Headed forward by Neal. Brown again. Vitnell. Fraser Kelly. Well, back here for Gallegos. All pushed out in front. Neal does well to keep it in field. Avoids the contact. Stableford can't quite get it away. Simon. Stableford comes out again. Gawthrop, play broken up. Dickey clubs it long. Headed back in front of Gawthrop. On to Nenadovich. Vitnell throws a clumsy foot in, doesn't make contact. It's driven forward. Again, a little wasteful from Maitland. Regulation time almost expired. Interesting to see. A couple of injury stoppages, so might have a few minutes of time. And we might have a couple more changes, do we? No, just going to warm up. Joe Wright very much keeping his cards close. Regulation time almost done. Fourth official about to brandish the board. And it will be 5 minutes of additional time. Another corner for Azzurri. Surely not a third time this season.
Yeah, this is really going to test Maitland now. Feel like a bit of deja vu, hopefully not for Maitland, but Charlestown would be looking to finish this set piece off.
Got plenty of height. Gemma Simon bouncing around. They swing it into the front post, headed away. Lana Kearney back for another corner. Good strong header though, but it'll give Tango Paragilli a chance to deliver again. She won't be happy with that one. She left it short. Going to put this in around that penalty spot. Allow for the scramble. It's their strength. Charlestown curls it towards the back post. Off the post. And Thornton dives on it. My goodness, that was close to an opener here in stoppage time. I think that was good fortune, more than good management for Maitland, but it counts the same nonetheless.
Wow, that was extremely close.
There would have been some heart rate spikes on that Maitland bench there. Is that the moment when Charlestown will reflect and think they fell just short? Or will it just be a delaying of their progression? Fraser Kelly, Gosner going toe-to-toe, prodded forward by Vitnell, pushed back by O'Connor. Jones. Vitnell need to be careful with her contact on a yellow card already. It's the last thing they want. Fraser Kelly, will she wind up? She does. Spills out. A little power taken off it. Got a change coming by the look of it again for Maitland. Kingston Hogg racing back under the command of her coach. Neal and Gallegos. Neal shepherds it across the line.
Yeah, it looks like they're putting Paige Kingston Hogg on for Keely Gawthrop in the midfield.
Simon heads it across the line. Amos ready to go. Decides better of it. Just like the Energizer Bunny, George Amos. Just always on the go. Neil. Takes the throw short for Jones. Turns it. Neil pushes it into midfield. Dickey prods a foot at it. Nanardovic feeding it forward. Doesn't quite get the pass that she wanted. Martin tries to go long and now Hunter pushes it forward again for Martin. Pushes it into the box and Thornton races off her line. Now Nanardovic, they go on the counter-attack quickly. She cuts back again, turns Fraser Kelly inside out. Plays it out. Kearney pushing down the left. Again down and a little too wide this time. Let's pull up at the throw. We'll have the change. It will be Gawthrop coming off. Kingston Hogg going on. She'll have the best part of 90 seconds to make an impact, Paige Kingston Hogg. Although if it stays like this, she'll have another half an hour to do it, Cass.
Yeah, clearly they've thought about if it's going to go to extra time to not use the likes of Paige and Josie too early. But it can also go the other way where you do use them and they help you score. So it's, yeah, tough decision to make for Jo.
Who'd be a coach?
Exactly right. Would have liked to have seen Paige come on a little bit earlier. I think she really could have had a strong impact on this game.
She's fed it forward now for Amos, racing in, just a little too cute of an angle. It's a great thing about being a coach, isn't it? If the game's won, the players have done a wonderful job. If it's not, well, you know, you've made the changes at the wrong time. So you get all the negatives and none of the positives.
Yeah, there's always someone to blame, I think. It's always the coach.
Players get the credit, coaches take the blame. That's why it's always the assistant coaches with the full head of hair, right? Fraser Kelly now. Neil. Gosner takes it away, but Gallegos comes again. Heavy challenge from O'Connor, but Gallegos comes away in another corner. Not much time left now. This could be the last play of regulation time.
I don't even know the rules, Chris. Do you have to take the corner before you call it up if it's time?
I think if time hadn't elapsed when they got there, then yeah, you would need to, right? You're the professional footballer. Dear oh dear. I'm just a commentator at the end of the day, Cass. Togo Paragilli drives it in. Spills to the post. Across the face. Nervous moment. Now Stableford racing. Amos has got the afterburners on. Frost pushing down the far side. They go for Amos. The flag stays. No, it doesn't. The flag goes up. I thought Frost down the left might have been the option. Amos just a little too quick. And at the end of regulation time, the two sides cannot be separated. And that means we will head to extra time in the qualifying final. It's football at its finest. It's been tough. It's been gritty. 90 minutes can't separate these two. Maybe another 30, Cass.
Yeah, it's good. I'm nervous for them, Chris. I think, yeah, it's really going to be a tough battle this next 30. I think from before about the subs, Joe's probably played his cards right with not subbing those key players on too early, and now they've got fresh legs, whereas Charlestown, on the other hand, have made a lot of their subs, and they've got a couple of players carrying a couple of niggles, so it's going to really test their character.
Oh yeah, that's the feeling. Progress. Momentum. Getting somewhere. That's what it feels like when you bank with Newcastle Permanent. With local experts and award-winning customer service. We're here for you, and we're here for good.
For whoever wins tomorrow, and they get to play a slightly more fatigued opponent next week too. Surely that plays into the favour of a New Lambton side looking at a big game tomorrow.
It's a very, very good point, Chris. That's right. Anyone that picks up any niggles this week, or like you said, those yellow cards as well, they've got to be careful. And yeah, that extra bit of game time always takes a toll.
Well, the extra 30 minutes has meant we've needed to get you a chair for the second half, so we've got to keep you fresh for tomorrow.
Yeah,
don't want Aaron Sedman coming after me.
Thank you for that.
Lofted over the bar there. No threat to Bartel's thus far clean sheet. Of course, if we're still locked up with a 0-0, 1-0, 2-0 after these next 30 minutes of play, we will go to penalty shootout for a spot in the grand final, Cass. Charlestown have already been in a penalty shootout this year in the Charity Shield up against Olympic, so...
Yeah, they're not nice, though, penalty shootouts. Wouldn't recommend.
Oh, they really just magnify the heroes and villains of football, don't they?
They do. They do. It's a sad way to lose a game, too.
I mean, it's a sad way to lose a game. The great news is for whoever... Well, I don't know if it's great news, but the slight silver lining is that it's not the end of the season if you lose tonight's penalty shootout.
Yeah, that's right there. These two teams are lucky they've had a good season that they can be in that position.
It's a hard one to go and play 120 minutes just to come back next week. And the winner, though, will get the week off. Bouncing through there, Neil. Be some story if she could be a key part in the win after celebrating her 23rd birthday yesterday. Such a change in scenery since we kicked off Cass at 4 o'clock when it was bright sunshine and felt very much like spring. It's now very clearly a winter evening settling in as the sun's gone and the temperature is dropping.
Yeah, it's freezing here. Before it was nearly t-shirt weather, and I'm sure you're cold in just the one hood you've got there, Chris.
You know, it's getting cold when I start feeling the cold. I'm normally a t-shirt through half a winter sort of guy, so I was very much enjoying the weather earlier.
Yeah, it's a great day and so good to be away from the rain, and hopefully can get these football fields dry so they're ready for the end of the season, that we don't need them anymore.
Well, it'd be wonderful if we could see some grand finals on turf fields. As much as we enjoy the proximity and the fact that we can keep going with games here. Be nice to see those, but we'll wait and see what comes of it. Jones now. Little deflection off Brown. I'll tell you what, Georgia Brown has been close to the busiest player on this pitch today. She has been in everything. I feel like she's taken her game to another level today with a really key match up there against Georgia Amos.
Yeah, Georgia's having a great game. She's really solid for Charlestown all year, and she's making Georgia Amos really work for it. Same as the player on the ball right now, Sophie Nenadovich.
She certainly is, Nenadovich here. Can she find that pinpoint delivery? We know she has. Left hand aloft, drives it in towards the back post, and beats Georgia Amos, who we're talking about. It was close to where she wanted it. Amos has done well to track back and bring the ball in under control. Turns Kyra Dickey inside out. The crowd over that other side, the eastern side here at Lake Macquarie, making plenty of noise, getting behind their respective sides. Now it's fed forward. Lofted out. Nice ball for Stapleford. Flag stays down. Stapleford v. Brown. Former A-League player turns her opponent inside out. Shot taken by Frost. Just a little off target, but very promising. He called for it earlier, Cassie said. Stapleford playing out wide and delivering in is a key piece that Maitland could use.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, you like to see Sophie out there getting the ball on her left foot and whipping a ball into the box, and the key to that pass was Paige Kingston-Hogg. Instead of playing a nice simple ball back, she looked for that forward pass, and it was a great ball forward.
Sophie Nenadovich down with cramp. Brown does well, turning someone inside out. Georgia Amos perplexed that she didn't get a call for a foul. Ball push wide. Charlestown appealing for a penalty. I think that was optimistic at best. Now it's fed forward, Amos. Gallegos. Simon comes away from Kingston-Hogg and takes it away from Jones. Dickey pushing it wide out to the right to Martin.
Not sure if Sophie Nenadovich is cramping or whether it's she's done something. She doesn't seem to be moving from where she's on halfway.
Yeah, it just looked like she was trying to stretch the cramps out before, but yeah, she can't even get out of the way of the ball. She is in all sorts of moments, Sophie Nenadovich. They push the ball wide and they go out. And surprisingly, Josie Morley will be the player coming on. Looks like she is stretching them out. It might just be really severe cramp, Cass.
Yeah, it looks like they're stubbing her off, though.
I suppose with 30 minutes to go, she's cramping now. Georgia Amos looks like she might have had the wind knocked out of her there by that hit from Fraser Kelly. A change, Nenadovich coming off. Doesn't look like she knows yet because she's going in the opposite direction. very, very perplexing. It's going to be Josie Morley coming on, Nenadovich coming off. Can Josie Morley inject?
Yeah, it's going to be, looks like they're probably, Paige and Josie. So now, two fresh legs in the centre of the midfield, which is always key.
And Jones pushes up to the top with Stapleford. Amos v. Brown, Georgia v. Georgia. Amos feeds it in for Jones. Gets to the outside, earns another corner. It'll be Jones now to take the corners with Nenadovich off. Would it be cruel irony if Maitland were the ones to score off a scrappy corner this time around, Cass?
Yeah,
you feel it'd be fitting if that's the way it goes. Finds ahead. Misdirected though. Charlestown will get a goal kick. It's good delivery on first attempt from Jones. This couldn't be redirected towards goals. You can feel the tension in the air.
Yeah, definitely can feel the tension in the air. It's quite hard to concentrate on everything going on. And
there's so many little subplots with, I was going to say there's subplots going on with little action from the benches, lots of things happening off the ball, on the ball. And crowds building, their anticipation as well. And then everyone's just trying to stay warm because it's very cold. Kingston Hogg on the ball. Back to Gosner. Gemma Simon racing forward, intercepts it, takes it away. It's a little nudge from Gosner. Tell you what, there's some frustration coming from the Charlestown bench. Simon, a little ginger, getting back up after the challenge from Gosner. I would think, though, with how animated this Charlestown bench is, certainly one of the team officials, they might need to be a little cautious themselves.
It's the goalkeeper taking the free kick.
I think she was ready to, Danny Bartels. That might have been a very bold move, I think, being 70 metres away from your own goal in extra time. You know, high risk, high reward, maybe. I don't know.
She definitely fooled me. I thought she was about to go and take the free kick.
Simon pops it up towards the back post and Fraser Kelly pushes it across the line. There's plenty of spice in this one. There's two teams, I think it'll be fair to say, not losing any love for each other, Cass. From what we've seen so far in this rivalry that's built this year, it's a wonderful narrative to go alongside our final series.
Yeah, that's right. When you've played each other that many times, I think it just keeps building and building, and we can see that happening.
I thought Fraser Kelly was going to clean up Thornton then. Did well to pull out. Thornton drives long, looking for Amos. Beats Amos. Brown. Amos comes in and blocks it. Togo Paragilli tracking back. We'll give it to Bartels. Stable for Amos, pushing up hard. Frees up Togo Paragilli. She goes, looks to go to Brown, but gets the angle wrong. Interesting to see. I think Charlestown still one rotation left after having made that change at half time.
Yeah, I think Charlestown have got one left and Maitland have probably got one left as well.
Do they get an additional rotation with extra time?
I'd have to ask our fourth official here if we get a chance.
It might be an interesting question. We might try and clarify that at the break here, because if that's the case, then Charlestown might actually have two and Maitland would have one. Fraser Kelly deflected. It will be a corner though. Right, there we go. So I'll get 4 total stoppages with the extra time. Another foul. The referee's frustrations and patience must be getting worn thin at the moment. So Maitland have used all 4 of their rotations, just one player in each change. Charlestown have only used 2 because the change at half-time doesn't count as 1. So they've theoretically still got 2 left, Charlestown.
And it was the other way before. We were saying Charlestown have used most of their subs and Maitland haven't. And
Yeah.
now Charlestown are the ones with the advantage. Just another play that's been really solid is Gemma Simon. It's probably because she's playing on a Saturday and she's not backing up from a footy game. So, yeah, she's been really solid and playing that 6 role. She's getting back and helping in defence and also a key to their attack.
Might be the best thing that happens for Azzurri this year is Dudley not making the finals in rugby league. Who would have thought that was the storyline? Sophie Stapleford racing forward here, takes a strike. Bartel's a little parry up. That brings a cheer from the Azzurri fans. Lana Kearney does well stepping out in front of that one. Crowd's getting fairly rowdy over that eastern side. It's not something we're used to here at the football facility. Normally you don't get as much of a crowd being a neutral venue. And maybe not the best of, or the most ideal of seating arrangements.
Yeah, there are a lot of people here, which is great to see that there's people getting behind the NPLW.
It's been an outstanding competition this year. I know that there's some that might have suggested when, the finishing positions were somewhat locked in a couple of weeks out from finals, that it was a little disappointing, but there's been a lot more competitive football, so I think it's all trending in the right direction.
Yeah, even starting to see people from a different country come and play here, which is great. You could see Lakes had a couple of Americans, and yeah, you're starting to see the league actually attract some quality players.
I think Charlestown had for a couple of weeks there Morgan Witts as well, another American, so it is really good to see. Physio's going to have to come on here. Now, this is going to be interesting after this collision, because as we said, Maitland don't have any more rotations. Sophie Stapleford just coming over for a conversation, some instructions from Joe Wright.
I think it was a bit of a head clash.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the ruling becomes then.
Maybe they might get to make a... although it's probably in the professional leagues that happens. I'm not sure if it would be a rule in a local league.
Yeah, who knows? It's interesting. We'll watch how it plays out from here. Just going through some concussion protocols. The Charlestown player's still down on the ground. I believe the foul's gone the way of Maitland. It's like O'Connor giving the all clear. Wait and see for Charlestown. Time goes on. Finishing time just pushing out now. The stoppage time will be added.
Yeah, it looks like Charlie O'Connor's going to be okay.
Hopefully. I'm still trying to work out who the Charlestown player is that's down.
I think it's Chelsea Lucas. Maybe. It's very hard to see.
You're at least a 1 in 11 shot of getting that right. No, process of elimination has got it down to Chelsea Lucas and maybe one other. And I think now that she's sitting up, it is Chelsea Lucas. And it is good to see that she is sitting up.
It would be a big loss for Charlestown to lose a player like Chelsea Lucas in such a key part of this game.
also force a reshuffle for them, I think, because they only got 2 outfield players left on the bench in Small and Spranger. Looks like it'll be nice. Small maybe coming on. Will be. That is a big blow for Charlestown. It's not a good way at all. Hopefully.
She's got a bit of an egg on her eye by the looks of what we can see.
Wait and see what's happening here, when they'll be allowed to make the change. The next stoppage, we would assume, as Gosner lofts it in. Paige Kingston-Hogg, that could have been something, but she had an air swing. That was either ripping through the back of the net or going into the next suburb over the crossbar if Paige Kingston-Hogg got hold of that.
Yeah, it was, yeah, top bins or air swing, and we got an air swing.
Top bins or Spears Point pool. Well, it remains 0-0. We head deep into this first half of extra time. Gallegos controls it down. Morley, Dickey wins out. O'Connor heads it forward. I think that was Kearney heading it forward. Stableford working. Jones slicing back through. And there's half time in extra time, and it is 0-0 between Charlestown and Maitland. No one can break the deadlock. 15 minutes more of play to try and do so. Otherwise, we'll be heading to the penalty spot to decide this one and to decide who can book their ticket to the grand final of the Northern New South Wales Women's NPL first. We'll take another short break and we'll rejoin you in a few minutes with the second half of extra time here in the major semi-final from Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility. Yeah. I was just taking a break. I thought that was a little bit longer. Oh, straight back for the second half of extra time. Charlestown now heading from left to right. Maitland in their white from right to left. 15 minutes to stamp their ticket. Oh, it'll be decided on penalties. Simon sends it back to Hunter. Still feel like neither side's really fully chanced their hands yet, Cass, and you wonder, do they go after the win or do they protect and try not to lose? It's an interesting mentality. Easy for me to say because I'm standing here, but I'd be wanting to push for the win knowing that I've got a second bite at the cherry.
Yeah, I'd be the same. Pushing, trying to get a goal so you can have the week off and you want to get to the grand final and not take the risk of having to play another game. But it's just a game that's...
Simon's going to do it all herself, is she? She's trying to. Simon cuts in, beats another. Can't quite get past the last, though. It was a fairly enterprising run. Looks like Gemma's on the same page as you and I.
Yeah, I think I know her mentality and she'll be wanting to get a goal.
Half chance there. Vitnell couldn't control it and bring it down. Stableford. Can't quite be controlled by Morley. There's something that says to me that Sienna Frost could be the spark here if they can get her and find her free with a bit of space. She's just so quick off the mark. I think that match up with Martin, if she can get past her and sneak in behind.
Yeah, I think she's definitely going to be key to Maitland's attack. Just haven't really seen her get much of the ball since she's come on. Only a couple of little runs, but got to be getting her into space so she's 1v1.
Now the turn. Jones dispossessed. A little bit of a collision there. I don't think there was much Sophie Jones could do about that, but anyway.
No, not a whole lot. It was good by Charlestown there.
And here it is. This is what you like to see, Cass. Speaking of going all out, Danny Bartels is across halfway.
This is the deja vu moment against us. This is about where it was, and they scored from it to equalise.
I just want to see her hit it from their top pins. That'd be a story.
She probably could.
She's got a boot on her. Lofts it up into the box dangerously. Gets to the back post, just wide. It was almost a repeat, Cass, of almost leading it through.
I feel like this game's just giving us so much. It's 1 minute you think that Charlestown have the upper hand, the next minute you think Maitland do, then one person's getting subbed off, then the next person's off, and then no subs.
An interesting move here. Let's take Azzurri is getting ready. I'm going to see a Andrew Redmayne moment. Oh no, she's just going to get ready for reserve grade. That's what's happening. Never mind me. Because the reserve grade semi-final's playing after this one, I'm thinking.
Oh, there you go.
I'm guessing that's what's happening.
Didn't even know that. There you go. Wonder.
I only knew that because I was chatting to our fourth official, who I believe is officiating the next game. So she's going to have to mount the fourth official board and do warm-ups.
There you go. It's going to be a tough job for Tess to ref the Resi's game. Maitland versus. Do we know who the other team is?
I can tell you. Not off the top of my head. I've been focusing on preparing for 2 of these games today, and then possibly 2 games tomorrow, depending on locations, Cass. So there's a little part of me that's very excited to call it Magic Park. There's also a part of me that would love to call that game between New Lantern and Newcastle Olympic.
Yeah, it'd be good to have you there, Chris. Hopefully you're bringing some luck.
Well, all I can say is every other time I'm around you and Tara, you seem to perform, so.
Okay, well, whoever's
no
listening
pressure
from Magic Park, it's too wet.
Tara's just headed over there with a fire hose. Well, to be honest, neither of you need too much help in turning up and performing.
Oh, did on Tuesday.
Your last game as we'll just leave it blank there, year-old, so, you know.
That's true.
Got to make the most of your youth.
I do have to make the most of it. They say it's all downhill from 30, and
like I'm still convincing myself that it's that that's 40 or 50 because I'm getting closer to the first of those numbers. You're only as old as you act, anyway, Cass. So,
yeah, that's right. That's right.
And it's Maitland versus Newcastle Olympic. I got there eventually. The qualifying final. Maitland must have finished on top of the ladder by the look of it. They did. And tomorrow it'll be Lake Macquarie and Charlestown Azzurri. That elimination game here. Another throw in deep in attack for Charlestown Azzurri. Gemma Simon pushing up to create another attacking option. Fraser Kelly lays it off for Simon. Cross it into the box. Blocked. Fraser Kelly. Cleared away. Hunter lofts it into the box. Not cleared. Spraying up, trying to conjure something. Latest of the substitutes for Azzurri, and they get another corner. Togo Paragilli racing down as time ticks down. Inside the last 9 minutes here. You feel from what we've seen, neither side it really deserves to lose, but football can be a cruel game. Togo Paragilli curls this towards the keeper, punched away. Driven forward. Georgia Amos racing down the outside. Kingston Hogg feeds it in. Morley. Stableford trying to get there. It spills. Simon clears it long. Fraser Kelly loses a footing. End to end. Heart-stopping football out in front now. Spranger pushing up. Tracked down by Kearney. Kearney wins out. Charlestown appealing for a foul, but it's their player that's conceded it.
It's getting more intense, Chris.
It is end-to-end, heart-stopping football. Finals football is where it's at. A major semi-final, a spot in the grand final in the Northern New South Wales Women's NPL on the line here. We've gone 110 plus minutes without a goal. Could someone grab one in the dying stages here and book their ticket? Simon pushes it forward. Connor comes forward. Gosner. Kingston Hogg. Vitnell. Shoulder to shoulder. Referee plays on. Vitnell not happy. It looked fairly shoulder to shoulder from here. Stableford brings it down. Frost pushes it on for Stableford. That's a nice ball out in front of the former Jet. Plays it into the box, racing forward. Bartels does well on the second attempt. It looked for a moment that Maitland had found it.
This is end to end. It's making me nervous.
It's making you nervous. I'm not sure how Heath White and Joe Wright feel. Gosner, Fraser Kelly. Centre Fraser Kelly needs to be careful here. Yellow card given, I'm not sure who on the bench there.
Yeah, it's probably a bit of frustration from Charlestown. You could see Fraser Kelly actually got a shirt pulled before that foul, so you can see why they're a bit frustrated.
Angel Thornton loses the footing there. Headed forward, Stableford racing up.
It's getting slippery. Everyone keeps falling over.
There's a little bit of dew, you can see. The temperature dropping, but tell you what, it's going to be slippery by the end of the reserve grade. Simon with a unnecessary foul. Georgia Amos very good at drawing those fouls, especially if she knows that she's up against someone who's a little reactionary. She'll, I'm sure, not be short of words.
Yeah, that's right. She plays it well, Georgia. Knows how to put her body in between and get herself a foul.
Gosner drives it long. Togo Paragilli. Jones takes it to strike. That's not going to threaten the goal. Nerves at high for both sides. AMS just pushing it out wide. Brown comes away with it though. She'll take the throw. Five to go. One wide, Frost. Dickey. Oh, he gives away the foul.
It's a dangerous foul to give away with only 5 to go when you know Bartels is going to come up and take the free kick. She's got good delivery for a goalkeeper that you wouldn't see in this position very often, but...
Georgia Brown going to have to play quasi-goalkeeper here. Bartels will hit this and turn almost in the same stride. She'll loft it towards the edge of the 18-yard box. No, towards the top of the 6. Simon gets ahead to it. Cleared away. Amos trying to push. Martin does well just to control possession so a keeper can get set. Amos gets a boot in. Amos ends up on the ground. 3 players end up on the ground. And eventually we have a foul. Both benches getting very fired up here. Emotions at a high. Into the final few minutes. 3.5 or so to go. Goes long, looking for the pace of AMS. Taps it back inside. Brown. No. Oh, a foul given. Ball goes high, headed forward by Kearney. Martin. Kingston Hogg. Oh, she pulled a step then. I thought she was going to try and wind up and strike one from 40. Just a little too heavy, even for the speed of Will O'Neill. Time ticking down, looking more and more likely that we might head to penalties. Unless someone can pull a rabbit out of the hat here. Club forward, Stapleford. Takes a turn, plays it out. Sienna Frost tracks it down just inside the western touchline. Ball's taken away. Maitland with the throw. They move on quickly. Morley plays it in. Work back to her from Kingston Hogg. Vitnall. And pressure on. Strong tackle on AMS, and now Azzurri will push forward. Fraser Kelly. Disrupted by Jones. Morley plays it wide. Frost. Under pressure, Martin comes away. Fraser Kelly. Sitting deep, they go, looking for Gallegos. The ball's just going to trickle away and go across the sideline. It'll be a throw for Maitland. Not long now. You almost feel a penalty shootout, as heartbreaking as it could be, would be a fitting way to decide this, or as fitting a one as you can find. Only way more fitting would be to send both teams through. My co-commentator might highly disagree with that.
Definitely disagreeing with that.
Well, it hasn't been the most attacking-oriented game, but it's been an enthralling game to watch, that is for sure. Charlestown crossed it into the box. It's cleared away for the time being. Simon's going to intercept this one. Taps it on again. Stapleford pursues, I should say. Frost now. Maitland. They've got no numbers going forward. As soon as I say that, AMS tracks back, trying to take it from Brown, but it beats them both across the sideline. The other throw. Fraser Kelly ending up on the turf. Spranger. No one dying, wondering here. Pushed across the line by Frost. Martin with the throw. Martin trying to put it into the box. Touched on. Kingston Hogg pushes it forward. Too heavy for Stapleford. Hunter drives it back the other way. Gosner, the header. Gemma Simon takes a strike. And that will be full time. We'll head to a penalty shootout to determine who heads to the grand final first here. I think it sums it up. There's bodies strewn on the ground. It's been 120 minutes of end-to-end effort. And now we'll go to the penalty spot to determine who books their ticket first to the grand final in the 2025 Northern New South Wales NPL Women's. Cass, how do you approach this now?
Well, I wouldn't get advice from me, Chris.
You're not going to be in the first five if you land into this situation tomorrow night, or?
Oh, no, I will be, but penalties aren't really my thing. So, yeah, probably haven't found myself in many penalty situations. So, it's a tough one, but at the end of the day, someone's got to miss and someone's got to score. So, you know, it is what it is. Not a big fan of them. I think it's a bit of a ugly way to lose a game. But, yeah, at the end of the day, someone's got to win.
They certainly do. Someone has to win, someone has to lose, someone has to go to the grand final, and someone has to play the winner of your game tomorrow, next week. So that's what we'll now find out. And a bit of a interesting interaction there between the referee and the coaching staff of Charlestown. It's always interesting too how teams approach this. Do you put your best penalty taker first? Do you save them till 4th or 5th?
I think it's good to get off to a good start. So I think you probably put one of your best first to try and get that first goal. There's a lot of pressure on the first one, so yeah, someone that's confident and can handle that pressure.
Certainly plenty of good strikes in both sides. It'll be interesting to see what the lineups are for that. Charlestown would have loved to have had Chelsea Lucas out there, I feel.
I don't know. I was trying to find out.
Yeah, they would have loved to have had Chelsea Lucas out there, and I'm sure Maitland would have loved to have had Marianne Swang, Sophie Nanatovic, Renee Pountney. There's plenty of players in both teams that can score penalties and would do them confidently.
And now the next one, and I know you said, you're not the player to come to for advice on a penalty shootout. When you're going up and you're getting set, do you know where you're going already?
I'm not saying anything, Chris, just in case.
I wasn't asking you.
Olympic might be listening.
Yeah, well, true. It's an interesting piece, though, right? Like some players do, they will go up there and they've got their spot that they're going to. And it's obviously not always the same spot. Some players it might be. And then others, it's very much about trying to read the goalkeeper, work out what's happening. I think it's always an interesting one, too. I think there's so much psychology behind it as well. Like there's some players I know that, if the last two players have gone left and been successful, I can't go left. Or if they've both been left and been successful, I'll keep going left because that's working. I'm like,
that's too much.
You're just getting yourself. There's a lot of head noise going on. Yeah. Well, again, I'm an ex-rugby league front rower, so we try and keep things as simple as we can. So I'd just be doing well from the penalty shot to get it on target, to be fair. So
that's like you taking like a drop kick with 1 minute to go. Is that what you'd?
The only thing about me in rugby league and drop kicks is that's what I'd normally be called by my coach if I tried to do that.
There you go.
So, yeah. So, we'll be at the northern end. So, we'll wait and see who goes first and who steps up to the spot. A lot rides on the shoulders of two shot stoppers here. Denny Bartels, the experienced 34-year-old. Annabella Thornton, the young 19-year-old. Possibly the biggest moment of her career thus far.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably very close, and two both very, very good goalkeepers that have had great seasons. So I won't be surprised if there's some penalty saves from them both.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Annabella Thornton, the reigning Northern New South Wales Women's NPL Keeper of the Year at 18 last year, which is pretty phenomenal. She's certainly been a big part of Maitland's, continued push towards the top end of the ladder in the last couple of years. So it looks like Thornton's going to be... No, Sophie Stableford's going to be first.
Yeah, so she's pretty confident with penalties, and she can definitely score them. So a good person to put first, and she's the captain, and she's going to lead by example in this moment.
It's very much the way of her captaincy, isn't it? Leading by example. I wonder, do we end up with a Matildas-esque 10 on each side? Cass is ready to go home. She's ready to...
Please no, I'm hungry, Chris. No, it's too stressful.
I was going to say, if we get past 8 or 9, I'll see if we can find a masseuse for you just to get you warm, because I know that, we've got short turnaround for you tomorrow.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Digging into yours and your partner who's here with you, who also plays on your team, Zana. She's just sitting up there, although she's got the big, thick, warm jacket.
Yeah, she's lucky I gave her the good jacket. Still got to cook
what a
dinner
selfless
though when
partner.
we get home.
Yeah, we're playing tomorrow. It's not even like you can just go and take the easy option and just go get some takeaway on the way home. You've got to fuel the right way.
That's right.
All right. Well, Maitland and Charlestown, you've heard it here first because we know from everything else that's happened today that they're listening in. So let's get through this quickly so that Cass can get home and make dinner. Priorities. Sophie Stableford up to the spot for the first. She hits it high and left and beats Bartels. Couldn't even summon a dive with the power of that shot. And Maitland get the first blow. Chloe Martin, possibly a slightly surprising first penalty taker for Charlestown.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by that, but I'm sure they've been practicing. And
is it something you practice often, Cass? I wouldn't have thought so. Like, it's one of those pieces, isn't it?
Well, we haven't been on a training field in about 4 weeks.
We haven't been practicing anything.
It's no good.
Martin steps up. Goes high, top bins, what a finish. Tell you what, she silenced any doubt there with that. That was a wonderful placed penalty. I don't think any keeper's stopping that one.
Yeah, 2 great penalties to start. This is where the pressure builds now.
Sienna Frost, the youngster, up to the spot. I like that the crowds all got down there behind the Northern goals. Right, a bit of atmosphere.
Yeah, it looks like there's a few conversations going with the group of people right next to the goal with Bartels.
Sienna Frost up to the spot. Takes her time. Curls it just around a diving Denny Bartels. The youngster showing no signs of nerves. 3 penalties taken. It's 2 to Maitland, 1 to Charlestown. And now, I've talked about the experience of Denny Bartels. Here comes the experience of the former Matilda, Gemma Simon, to the penalty spot.
Such a long walk from halfway. I'm not sure if
Builds
I like
the drama.
it.
3 very well taken penalties so far. What can Simon deliver? We know she's got power on a shot. Can she get the precision? Top bins again, snuck in off the underside of the crossbar. I think her heart might have been in her mouth for a split second there, Gemma Simon, but again, Annabella Thornton has not had a chance to save either of those first 2 penalties. This has been a penalty-taking clinic so far.
Yeah, definitely been some practice. Maybe both these teams have had some.
Well, they've obviously been on field practicing, yeah.
Missing out over here.
You're going to be messaging everyone just going, guys, we need to get down early and practice some penalties tomorrow.
That's right.
Well, now, Morley up to the spot, drives it low left. Well taken penalty from Josie Morley. She applauds the fans that are giving her some raptures. And again, we're now 5 from 5. Maitland leading 3-2. And now the leading scorer for Charlestown this season, Maddie Gallegos, steps up to the spot. Five well-taken penalties. Can Gallegos extend the streak? She wastes no time, steps up, puts it into the top right corner. The referee says she's gone early.
I think she didn't wait for the whistle.
I thought she was quite quick in taking it.
This is the mind games now. Where does she go?
Does she go to the same spot? Does she go to a different one? She resets. The whistle's gone. And then she goes left this time. Thornton tried to go the same way. 3-3. Gallegos converts. Paige Kingston-Hogg, speaking of not wasting time, she's on the jog down there.
I'll be doing the same thing. Just get in and get it done.
She also wants to get home for dinner.
Probably does. It's been a very long game for these girls.
A lot of these girls would have been here since sort of 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Kingston-Hogg. 3-3. Bartels shuffling, trying to get some movement. Gets out and saves it. She didn't get fully hold of it, Kingston-Hogg, and she looks devastated. Bartels with the first save. Will that be enough? Holly Vittnell now will head to the spot to try and capitalise on the advantage.
Yeah, Paige will be disappointed with that one. Looked like she'd opened her body up to go bottom right and just didn't get enough on it.
Vitnall. Taking her strike. Gets it down, beats Thornton, pulls it to the left. Sold that she was going to the right, pulls it back to the left, the bottom corner. And now it is must score for Sophie Jones. 4-3. She needs this to keep Maitland in this. A miss or a failure to score. We'll see Charlestown go to the grand final. Jones to the spot. Jones sprays it over the bar. It was preempted from the Charlestown bench. And Azzurri win the penalty shootout 4-3. They're going to the grand final for Maitland. It will be back to the drawing board. A match for the preliminary final next week to try and book that first grand final berth. But the minor premiers, Charlestown Azzurri, take the bragging rights and head to the grand final. Cass, that was an edge of your seat, nerve-wracking thriller.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, firstly, I think two decent performances from both teams. Obviously came out for the sixth time, I think we said, this year. And, yeah, it was always going to be a physical battle. And there were, yeah, many ups and downs in that game. I think there were, moments where Maitland on top, Charlestown on top. No team was giving up, and credit to both teams. They defended very, very well. And, yeah, Maitland will be, very disappointed.
Well, it was a long night. Maitland, though, will have the benefit of a second bite at the cherry. They will head to the preliminary final next week, which, weather willing, will be at Cook Square Park, where they will take on the winner of tomorrow's elimination final between Cass's New Lantern Golden Eagles and the fourth place Newcastle Olympic. Of course, you can catch that live and free here on Northern New South Wales Football's YouTube channel. You can also catch the men's semi-final tomorrow, where either Broadmeadow or Western will stamp their ticket through to the men's NPL grand final in 2 weeks' time. But it's been a long afternoon. It's been a great afternoon of high-quality football here at Lake Macquarie. It is Charlestown Azzurri running out winners 4-3 in the penalty shootout after the match was locked at 0-0 after extra time. On behalf of myself, Chris McPherson, and Cass Davis, signing out and reminding you can catch the rest of your NPL action across this season live and free on the Northern New South Wales Football YouTube channel.